Good afternoon, and welcome to another outlandish episode of Diatribes from the Voice of Doom. Now here's your outspoken and outraged host, Voice of Doom. Alright, I'm back, and I'm pissed, and I'm really going to start getting angry here. I'm really going to lose it, because I've just about had it with what used to be this here United States. Used to be. Sick of it. Sick of this whole thing. And everybody should know why. And the people that aren't sick of it are sycophants. They are blind apparatchiks of an emissary of evil called Petri dish. Now supposedly the chili's hitting the cheese, I guess. Supposedly it's coming where the can has been kicked to the end of the road, and now it's being smashed up against the curb. In every aspect of our lives, of everyone on this planet, we're all facing doom. We're facing the abyss. We're facing catastrophe, disaster, and cataclysm. And I'll give you a few reasons why. Well, first of all, my kid is in Kuwait right now, and he's supposed to be going to UAE. He should be going in the next day or two. He's supposed to go last week. And I guess Vlad the Mad is going to UAE. So you see how the microcosm and macrocosm kind of come together sooner or later. It'll happen with everybody. But what Vlad's doing at the UAE, I have no idea. But I guess they have a little alliance going on, and the UAE has a little alliance going on with what used to be the US. And it's the same with a lot of countries. They're duplicitous, they're impunicrits. And so that's the way that's happening with my macrocosm. I don't have much more to say about that. We'll see what happens, but I guess what's happening now is that the the Goppers want to finally get to the bottom of this no-account son business and his dealings with his no-account father. And uncles and aunts and cousins and children and grandchildren and the dog and everybody else. So they've given him subpoenas, and they've given the uncle subpoenas. And the no-account son says, I really don't want to give a deposition, but I will have an open public hearing. Which to your common layman, your common idiot, who knows nothing about politics, which is why we're in the stupid-ass situation we're in now, since nobody knows anything. The public hearings, as I've already told you over and over again, are a sham, or a dog and pony show, are a three-ring circus without the rings. It's a joke. 5 minutes. Your 5 minutes are up. Stop. Don't say another word. Don't ask any more questions. I couldn't answer that question. Well, you don't have to. Yeah, they're doing it with Ray right now. Christopher Ray. You know, Christopher Earl Ray, who is the head of the FBI. And he's being grilled about this and grilled about that, and to every question he mostly says, well, that's under investigation. The things you're talking about with Petri dish are being investigated by people who are protecting Petri dish. So when they talk about getting rid of statues of Benjamin Franklin or Lincoln or Washington, and tearing down the War Memorial in D.C. and getting rid of all those monuments. It's just as well. It really is useless to keep this facade going. What used to be America is no longer a country. It's over. And the founding fathers might have thought they had a good idea. Maybe it was apropos for the 1780s. But it's not apropos now because we have branches of government that police themselves. So it's not going to fly. Checks and balances. No, there's no checks and balances. We have a bunch of idiots in the Congress who are trying to get to the bottom of this or that. And then the other side of the idiocy are doing everything they can to disclaim and dispel and deny everything. There is no evidence that Petri Dish did anything wrong ever in his life. He's the Immaculate Conception. Idiot. Swalwell's idiot. I don't even Goldman, whatever they are. Let's not even mention Lizard Man. They're going by the wayside. Oh, the laptop was not really the laptop. It was Russian disinformation, and we all know that. So, they're idiots. And they're evil. And they're in league with Satan. And they will leave this mortal coil, and they will join their Father who art in hell, and spend time with him for a while, and then come back to another planet to create havoc. So, their fate is sealed. But I don't want to do a deposition because it's too long and it's too detailed. You guys can ask questions till the cows come home, and it's not fair to do that. Well, the D's, when Orangey was in office, wanted depositions to be on record before any open hearings. They insisted on it with Orangey's sons and daughters and everyone connected with Orangey. We must have a deposition first and get all the nitty-gritty, and then we'll have an open hearing. And all the hearings and depositions were a sham. Russian collusion. Yeah, he's in league with Putin. He's in league with Xi Jinping. Petri Dish at the debate. The only person who's taken money from China is that guy. Bald-faced liar. Piece of crap. I'm not going to get graphic. He's worse than excrement. And I am biased because I like people who are competent, and I don't like people who are evil, corrupt, incompetent, demented, psychopathic, neophytic, whatever, nepotistic, urinals, whatever, call them what you want. But no, I don't want to do. And the D's are all like, let's have an open hearing. We don't want depositions. Well, what did you say during the last administration? Now you're saying the exact opposite. And they can get away with it because anybody who votes for a D is brain damaged, or they are satanic. They will live millions and millions of lifetimes in misery. So, too bad for them. But, see, what's going to happen is this. First of all, they're not going to depose anybody. It's not going to happen. They're going to stretch this out until the Congress people take their Christmas vacation from December 15th until February 80th. And by the time they get back and wind it up again, it'll be too late. I mean, they will do scorched earth before they allow any depositions. Even though, as I've told you before, the no-account son, who plays both sides, just like Qatar and just like UAE and just like Zelensky and just like everybody else who plays both sides, would deep down not mind doing a deposition, a full deposition, and say everything, because he resents his father. Let's not talk about how much the father loves his son for giving, and that's why he's giving him so much money per month out of his shell companies. Let's not talk about how Petri Dish loves his son. I don't know what he loves. He's not capable of any human emotion, except for stupidity and utter evil. But the no account does not love his father. He's resentful of his father. He knew that his brother was the good one, and he knew he was the bad one. He grew up in an elitist form of lifestyle where his father was always either a senator or a vice president or some other high mucky muck thing in the government. And he always lived in mansions and always lived well. So he decided to become a drug addict and a whoremonger. So that's one thing. Now, I don't care. I already told you. You do not leave a laptop with every single facet of your life, of every nefarious scheme you have, in a repair shop and forget to pick it up. You either do it consciously or subconsciously or unconsciously. He wanted to sabotage his so-called father, which if it weren't for the family resemblance, I would question that too. But he doesn't really want to give up his cushy lifestyle, and he knows if he turns on his dad too badly by spilling all the beans all over the damn Capitol floor, that he'll be disowned. So he has to kind of play it cool, but he will eventually buckle down and do what he's always wanted to do. Bring his dad down into the dirt, face down, with his heel on top of his neck. So that's how that's going to go down, but I don't see any depositions happening, because what are you going to do? Start asking real questions? What is the no account son going to say? That's under investigation. I can't comment on that. He's not investigating anything. We're investigating you. So, as far as public hearings, we know that would be a joke. Oh, it sounds good on paper. Everything should be transparent. Let's be out in the open. Out in the open. I don't want to keep reiterating how stupid those hearings are. The minute a gopper makes any headway on some subject, his 5 minutes is up, and then the damn D's get a chance to lick the cracks of whoever they're trying to defend. So, that's that. I think I could make this a two-parter because I am pissed. Let's talk about fiscal policy and foreign policy, which go together, because the fiscal part is giving billions of dollars to other countries. And now the goppers are saying, well, we're not going to okay anything for Ukraine unless we do something about this border. And it's like Petri will be like, well, I'll give $50 billion to the border, then we can hire more people to process these people through. No, we're talking about doing something about the border, or no Ukraine money. Now Zelensky's seeing the writing on the wall. Schicklgruber knew that the war was lost long before they actually surrendered. And Zelensky knows that his war is lost because there's not going to be any peace talks, and Vlad is not going to turn tail and run out of Ukraine. So the only alternative is Ukraine loses. Zelensky is going to become a U.S. citizen. Now, before I go, let's talk about the subject at hand. What used to be the United States is becoming, and has been for a while, a Nazi regime in such a way that Schicklgruber could only dream of. Representing Joseph Goebbels is the press, who Goebbels could only have a wet dream about if he knew how easily it could be done, how easily you could harness propaganda to the prevailing government. Now, representing Heinrich Himmler is the Justice Department. They have a noose around the neck of justice, and they will not let anything happen. Now, the Congress can't do anything. The Congress makes the law. You see, I'll teach you a little something. And the president and his administration administers the law. In other words, enforces the law. And the court supremes interpret the law. Now, the administration of the law includes the Justice Department. And if the upper echelons, such as Schicklgruber, represented by Petri dish, is a criminal, and Heinrich Himmler is the prosecutor, you see what happens. And we are becoming a Nazi regime. People of Jewish persuasion had a hearing today in the halls of Congress saying how they are being persecuted and in what used to be the United States, and they're scared. And the congressmen are all aghast. How can this be happening? You know why it's happening. It's all a part to keep everybody divided. Petri wants to help Israel, and his left-wing devils and demons who follow him want to support Hamas, who rape and pillage and behead babies and do other atrocities and kill and kidnap and other things. So the youth of what used to be America is behind that all the way. So it's best to stay home. Don't go out. Because what used to be the United States is infested with youths who are dangerous. They represent the SS and the Gestapo and the common stormtrooper, brown shirt. So I say bring on the conflagration. I wish an EMP would come today. It'll probably come today because I just paid my mortgage payment, and it will come right after I pay. But bring it on, and bring it on to these idiots. I want that to hit home very personally what bad things they've done. So I hope that there is a violent overthrow of the shell, the remnants of what used to be the U.S. government. A violent overthrow. I endorse it. I want it to happen today. If not today, tomorrow. Get it over with, because we're getting nowhere. We're turning into Nazis. The people that are speaking against it or are just trying to keep a low profile will be silenced. There's people now that are being arrested for January 6th still. Some guy that was in this Lady Ballers on Daily Wire was arrested at the airport the other day because he was in January 6th when they had already raided his house 2 years ago. So it's a Nazi regime. This country's over. Forget about it and bring on the catastrophe. Bring on utter demolition so that we can get on with this. So I'll leave it there. I think I said enough. I'm just a little miffed today. So enjoy the rest of history, and bye.